Welcome back to the life of Vespasian Caesar. Guy at Kung Fu the other day said to me, have you seen this TV show called Britannia? I was like, no. He goes, you got to watch it. You're in it. Like, there's a character in it. And he's you. He looks like you. I was watching it with my wife. I was like, oh my God, that's Cameron. He says he's got your, he looks like you. He's got your smile. He's got your evil laugh. He said he's the bad guy in it.
That sounds right. No offense. No offense.
And so, I watched it. It's on, SBS here. So I go, he goes, oh, you're the bad guy. So I watched the first episode and it's set in the 40s CE. It's when Claudius sent troops to Britain as the the next phase of conquering Britain.
Yeah.
So I watched it. Chrissy goes, which one was you? I go, I got no idea. I can't tell. I can't tell who it is. I see him the next day at Kung Fu. He goes, did you watch it? He goes, what'd you think? I go, I don't know which one. He goes, the main guy, Caesar. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. I say, hey, that's not Caesar. That's Aulus Plautius, a general under Claudius. He goes, oh, but Julius Caesar. I said, no, B, he's not a bad guy. He's a Roman general. He said, oh, but Julius Caesar comes into it later. And I go, no, he doesn't, because Julius Caesar's been dead for 100 years at this point. He goes, no, he comes into it.
Right.
I'm like, no, he don't. Yeah, he does.
Dude.
I go, unless it's a dream sequence or they go back in time. He goes, no, Julius Caesar goes there. I go, no, he doesn't. He goes, yeah. And I go, listen, motherfucker.
I will deck you right now. You're starting to piss me off.
I am.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said, look, I've been doing a podcast about the Caesars for 13 years. Trust me when I tell you this. They may have called him Caesar.
A title.
Yes, but it's a title. It's also his family name, but he's not Julius Caesar. He's Claudius.
Right.
And Aulus Plautius is a legend. Like, he's not a bad guy. Did he kill some? But there's a scene. So at the beginning of it, so there's a bunch of druids. Oh, first of all, the title cards come up at the beginning before the show even starts. Right. Title cards says Julius Caesar fucking went to Britain. Then he discovered the druids and he ran away. I was like, oh, he fucking did it. Chrissy's like, okay, I'm off. I can't watch this with you. I was like, fuck off. He did not. What?
He did not.
Julius Caesar ran away.
Goddamn cunts.
Fuck the British and their British propaganda.
Caesar never ran away. He ran towards.
Yeah. And then, then there's a scene where these, tribe, they're having this like weird sort of ceremony where the young teenage, tween age girls, like Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump level age, like 12-year-old girls are having a ceremony to become a woman, like a bat mitzvah, but they're getting their stomach cut. Yeah. And then so then in the middle of this big celebration and this party that they're having, a Roman legion walks in, but it's like 20 guys. I'm like, where's the other 3,880 guys?
Hey, we didn't have enough money.
Come marching in and just start fucking killing everyone. I'm like, Romans didn't just walk in and start killing people for no fucking reason. They would, send an emissary and say, hey, Rome's here, lay down your weapons, join the party. It's all going to be good. Just pay us taxes and get on with your business.
Right.
They didn't just go in and just start killing people for no fucking reason. A. B.
Right.
One of the young women who's like 20, the older sister of the young girl who's having her bat mitzvah, grabs her sister and they're running and she's being chased by some legionaries, and she pushes her little sister, goes, you run, and then she elbows one of the legionaries, grabs his sword, runs him through with his sword. Then she starts having sword fights with the other centurions, legionaries.
Sure.
Stabs them.
Sure.
She's like, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
No,
like,
for fuck's
the most
sake.
highly trained troops. Julius Caesar's troops. No, they're Claudius's troops. This is right. But still,
right. Still.
And this skinny 20-year-old British girl with no military training is
right. Just she's a
hacking
whirlwind.
She's like a fucking Jedi. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get very far in this show, am I? I mean, it was nice. No. There's one scene where the Romans are traipsing through the woods and they've got a fucking trebuchet or a ballista or something on wheels.
So that's cool.
That's the only reason you watch this stuff.
That's cool.
Right? You go, okay, it's kind of cool to see the things. They're blah, blah, blah. But the rest of it, I'm like, oh, are you just fucking kidding me? Stab me now.
How high were you
stabbing me when you with the sword?
Stabbing
Gladius.
Me in the eyes. So I couldn't see this. So maybe this was the first Kill Bill. Who knows? But clearly this young woman was talented in the ways of the
It's got an 8 out of 10 rating on IMDb, this show. So people love it.
In Britain?
Yeah, in Britain.
Sorry. They're right. Too right, mate.
Anyway.
That's exactly how it happened. Sorry,
so the guy that the guy at Kung Fu thought was me is David Morrissey.
I know that name.
Yeah, he's a pretty well-known British actor. He's in The Walking Dead, played the governor in The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
And he was in a David Tennant. Was it David Tennant? He was in an episode of Doctor Who many years ago.
Where he was the doctor.
Where he was the doctor.
In a Christmas special.
Christmas special, that's right.
Yeah.
He was the doctor, but he wasn't the doctor. But everyone thought he was the doctor.
God.
The way they set it up, he's like, oh
my God.
You're not, I'm the doctor. Hello.
My eyes are crossed.
No. Was it a Tennant episode? I think it was a Tennant episode.
That's right. Yes. Because he doubted himself for a little while.
Yeah.
I think it was David.
So anyway, David Morrissey, and I'm like, A, he doesn't look anything like me. B, I'm much better looking.
No.
C, he's not the bad guy. He's Aulus Plautius.
Right. And if I could add to that, I just recently edited episode Cold War 305, and I said that to you, but for those who don't listen, I compared you to crack cocaine. Highly addictive, but destructive. And he doesn't have that he doesn't give those vibes. So that's just another category where you have him beat. I don't get that. Right. I don't know what, maybe someone hit that guy in the head, but we should probably get on.
Let's get on with Vespasian. So last time we're at the siege of Jerusalem. It's 70 CE, a few years after Aulus Plautius was in Britannia. I think last time we had a woman called Mary eating her own son and offering him around. Now,
dude, right?
Very biblical. I'm wondering if her son's name was Jesus, because she's like, eat this flesh. This is my son. You know, eat of the body. This is the bread of life.
Yeah. Very
biblical. Eating your own son. Or killing God, making his own son, sacrificing. That was himself.
They put him on a spit. Anyway.
It's late August. It's 70 CE. Now, speaking of Jesuses, I want to start with a quote from Josephus. It's a story of multiple Jesuses and multiple Anases, or Ananiases. Ananiases. Ananias.
Thank you for clarifying.
Some of the most fun I had this week was reading stories of the Jesuses and the Anases.
Wow.
So this is from Josephus's Great Roman Jewish War. But what is still more terrible, there was one Jesus, the son of Ananias, a plebeian and a husbandman, who 4 years before the war began, and at a time when the city was in very great peace and prosperity, it's the greatest peace we've ever known.
That's what they tell me.
The greatest war machine. It's the greatest military.
I'm willing to take as many deaths as necessary. Go ahead.
The city was in very great peace and prosperity, came to that feast, whereon it is our custom for everyone to make tabernacles to God in the temple, began on a sudden to cry aloud, a voice from the east, a voice from the west, a voice from the four winds, a voice against Jerusalem and the holy house, a voice against the bridegrooms and the brides, and a voice against this whole people. This was his cry, as he went about by day and by night in all the lanes of the city. However, certain of the most eminent among the populace had great indignation at this dire cry of his, and took up the man and gave him a great number of severe stripes. Yet did not he either say anything for himself or anything peculiar to those that chastised him, but still went on with the same words which he cried before. Hereupon our rulers, supposing, as the case proved to be, that this was a sort of divine fury in the man, brought him to the Roman procurator, where he was whipped till his bones were laid bare. Yet he did not make any supplication for himself, nor shed any tears, but turning his voice to the most lamentable tone possible, at every stroke of the whip his answer was, "Woe, woe to Jerusalem! Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends his beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. Anyway, back away from Iron Maiden. Back away from the Iron Maiden. And when Albinus, for he was then our procurator, asked him who he was and whence he came and why he uttered such words, he made no manner of reply to what he said, but still did not leave off this melancholy ditty. A bit more than a melancholy ditty. A melancholy ditty is like there once was a man from Rome who couldn't find his home, till Albinus took him to be a madman and dismissed him. Now, during all the time that passed before the war began, this man did not go near any of the citizens, nor was seen talking to them, but he every day uttered these lamentable words as if it were his premeditated vow, "Woe, woe to Jerusalem!" Nor did he give ill words to any of those that beat him every day, nor good words to those that gave him food. But this was his reply to all men, and indeed no other than a melancholy presage of what was to come. This cry of his was the loudest of the festivals, and he continued this ditty for 7 years and 5 months without growing hoarse or being tired therewith, until the very time that he saw his presage in earnest fulfilled in our siege, when it ceased. For as he was going around upon the wall, he cried out with his utmost force, "Woe, woe to this city again, and to the people, and to the holy house!" And just as he added at the last, "Woe, woe to myself also," there came a stone out of one of the engines and smote him and killed him immediately. And as he was uttering the very same presages, he gave up the ghost.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Well, here's the thing. So there's lots of Ananiases or Ananiases in Josephus. Like there are lots of Jesuses. So the name Ananias means God is gracious, which is sort of the ultimate irony of this whole Roman Jewish war, because you have the high priest Ananias, who was murdered by his own people for being too moderate. You have Ananias ben Ananias, Ananias II, the son of the high priest Ananias. He was the high priest and the leader of the provisional government in Jerusalem after the initial revolt in 66 AD when his father was killed. His father was high priest. 4 of his brothers had been high priest. He was high priest. He was also a moderate. He was trying to do a deal with the Romans to keep the peace. The Zealots thought he was a traitor, and when the Idumeans were led into Jerusalem by the Zealots in 68 CE, they went and killed him, Ananias, the high priest, because the Zealots had told them that he was a moderate and he wanted to do it, that he was a traitor because he wanted to do a deal with the Romans.
Yes.
Then you have the father of the woe prophet, who is also Ananias, supposedly a plebeian, or at least his son Jesus was a plebeian, so he's probably a plebeian. We know nothing about him other than his name. And then in the book of Acts, there is an Ananias who is the high priest during the trial of Paul the Apostle around 58 CE. He's depicted in the book of Acts as violent and arrogant, who orders Paul to be punched in the face. Now, I've ordered you to be punched in the face many times. I don't think that makes me violent or arrogant. Unfortunately, the only person I have, apart from Cheryl, to punch you in the face is you. So I'm like, right, punch yourself in the face.
Right. Yeah. And as we all know, I'm not very good at, well, a lot of things, but taking orders. It's not
the thing that amuses me the most is you miss. You try.
Yeah. It's like yeah. Which is why you haven't paid me yet, because I keep missing. It's embarrassing.
When you punch yourself in the face on camera properly, I will pay you.
Yeah. Got it. I'll work on it. I'll practice.
Now that Ananias was also murdered by the Jewish rebels. He's the first one that gets murdered because he was too pro-Roman. So you've got all these Ananiases that are being hunted down and killed for being too pro-Roman. Then you've got the son of Ananias, the plebeian, who's saying Jerusalem and everything in it is going to be destroyed. He's prophesizing the destruction of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's Jesus of Nazareth.
I've heard of him.
Who in Matthew 24:2 says, "Truly I tell you, not one stone here will be left on another. Everyone will be thrown down." Christians believe that Jesus also prophesied the destruction of Jerusalem. But when you try and work out the timelines here, we know that, well, scholars most scholars believe that the gospel according to Matthew was probably written somewhere between 75 and 80 CE. Jerusalem was destroyed in 70.
Yes.
Josephus was writing about 75 CE. So you've got Josephus is writing a story about a guy called Jesus prophesizing the destruction of Jerusalem. Matthew's writing about a guy called Jesus prophesizing the destruction of Jerusalem.
Right.
Matthew doesn't say, but Christians believe that Matthew's Jesus prophesied it in the 30s. Josephus says that his Jesus prophesied it in the 60s. But Matthew was writing in the late 70s. Maybe after Josephus, maybe based on Josephus, maybe he just heard the same stories that Josephus had heard. Yeah. So, and then also in the New Testament, in Matthew, you have Jesus Barabbas. Barabbas, literally, as you remember from my film, means what? Barabbas?
Badass? No, I can't remember. Bad rabbit?
Abba means Swedish 70s pop group, but it also means father in Aramaic.
Right.
So when Pilate has, when in the Bible, when the Jews say to Pilate, you need to punish, we want you to kill this guy. And there are two criminals, and Pilate, according to the New Testament, is going to free one and execute the other. The names of the two criminals are both Jesus. Right. One is Jesus of Nazareth, who is known to Christians as the Son of the Father, the Son of God. The other was named in the New Testament Jesus Barabbas, which translates as Jesus, Son of the Father. So there are two Jesuses, Son of the Father, that Pilate has to choose from. And he frees one who was a known criminal and terrorist, Barabbas.
Yes.
And
they knew
kills the other one. And in my film, I explain that this is probably a parable talking about the sacrificial lamb. So there was this in Leviticus, there was this tradition where during Passover, the Jews would put all of their sins onto a particular lamb and then send it out into the wild, and then there'd be another one that they would sacrifice and kill. They would free one and they would kill the other. And that they're saying now Jesus is taking the place of and there's two identical Jesuses, and we're going to free one and sacrifice the other. And all this kind of, symbolism in that Christians lost because they weren't Jews. and they didn't understand the symbolism that Mark was writing about and Matthew was writing about. We got this, so you got this other Jesus now who is prophesying the end of Jerusalem. And Christians go, well, Jesus, their Jesus, Nazareth's Jesus, must have been a prophet, must have been the Son of God, because he prophesied correctly the fall of Jerusalem. Josephus has another Jesus prophesying the fall of Jerusalem. Which came first, the chicken or the Jesus? We don't know.
Here's what I do know. I do know that up until August of 70, Titus has offered several times, muy times, I don't know, peace, or let's fight outside the city, or surrender and I won't slaughter you all. And they keep saying no. So it's time to get serious about this. So I don't know about symbolism. I don't know about parables, but as far as Roman policy is concerned, he is there to do the will of his father, Vespasian, and he's got to bring this place down. And it's time to get serious because this is going on way too long.
So there's one wall left. The surviving rebels and Jewish citizens are hiding behind this wall in the old part of the city, the inner sanctum where the temple is. Where the palace is, and Titus is like, all right, let's get this we're not here to fuck spiders, mate. Let's get this over with. So he built 4 new Roman ramps to go up against the last wall.
Yes, not fucking around.
Meanwhile, a group of legionaries worked for 6 days with crowbars under the cover of a phalanx of shields to try and loosen stones around the foundation of the gateway on the northern side of the Temple Mount. 6 days.
6 days of crowbar work.
In late August in Jerusalem. With crowbars trying to loosen a big fucking foundational stone so they could break through this gateway. And after 6 days, they finally removed a stone. Yes. And what did they find when they removed the stone, Ray?
Another stone. A fucking another big heavy stone that's not moving. And
heavier.
Bigger, better.
Stone.
More resolute stone. And these Roman legionaries, fuck this for a lark. They put down their crowbars. They grabbed up their swords. Some of them did not grab shields. And they're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. They get their ladders, and they're going to scale up, and they're going to kick ass, take names, and never touch a crowbar again.
Imagine that after 6 days in that heat.
I got it. Yeah. Sir, I got it.
Dawn till after dusk in rotating shifts. Yeah, you crouch down under shields. You're getting pelted by rocks and shit.
Right.
Boiling oil, all manner of shit. Just to loosen up. You finally get this thing out, and there's another one behind it.
There's another
Give me a fucking
rock
ladder
waiting for
now.
you.
Fuck this shit. So they scale up the ladders, get met by large numbers of Jews at the top who threw the Romans off the top of the wall, killed any that got over the wall. Ladders were pushed away from the wall while Romans were still climbing up them.
Yeah.
So it did not go well for the guys that scaled up the ladders. And Titus now decides that the ramps and the rams were taking too long. The only way he was going to get his troops into the temple quickly was by setting fire to the gates.
Yeah, it might take a while, but it's going to be a lot shorter than this. But then, so they're gonna bring up the burnable stuff, put it next to the wall, the door, and then Titus gets a lucky break. 2 of Simon Bar Giora's senior lieutenants, Ananias, Archelaus, defect to the Romans. They were brought before Titus. Josephus fills them in and going, look, it's from what I've heard, these are 2 of the most bloodthirsty cunts you'd ever want to meet. But Titus kept his word. If you surrender, I will let you go. I'm not going to give you food and water because it sounds like you're a bunch of cunts, but I am going to let you go. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to torture you. So again, because it's a positive gain for me. So again, he's keeping his word, but you're right. I mean, burning down the massive gates that it's going to take a while, but it's still better than rams. that is his best policy, but at least his honor is still intact because he is keeping his word to those who do surrender to him.
So the gates all had a decorative coating of pure silver that had been added by Herod the Great, but of course silver melts. Its melting point is a little less than that of gold. So as the flames grew more intense, the silver melted. That exposed the wood behind the silver that also caught fire. And inside the temple, the Jews just stood and watched the gates burn. They didn't have the means or the strength to put them out. The flames eventually rose above the gates and ignited the rafters of the cloisters above.
Shit.
And it takes all day and into the next day for these gates to burn enough that the troops can start to get through. But on the second day, as it looks like these gates are going to be burned down, Titus calls another conference of his senior commanders to decide the fate of the temple. What should we do about the Holy of Holies? Like, it's a very famous temple.
Right.
We know that there's a history between Romans and the temple. Pompey had been in there, but he didn't torch it. He didn't destroy it. He honored it. Julius Caesar honored it. Augustus has honored it. They've all kept this temple standing. You know, it hasn't been destroyed, since it was rebuilt by Herod 100 and 200 years earlier. So they're going, what are we going to do? Now, some of his commanders are for razing it to the ground. But Titus, he's a tight ass, and that's how he got his name. He's like, well, listen,
look,
maybe we leave it standing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be seen as less cunty if we do. So,
Titus,
and you're right. I mean,
Titus the less cunty. That's what, when I go down in history, that's what I want them. You got Alexander the Great, Pompey the Great, Titus the less cunty. But, that's about all I can hope for at this stage.
It's going to take up more room on the tombstone, but I think it's worth it. So, go ahead and put a deposit with the engraver. But you're right. I mean, because even though Rome doesn't believe in the Jewish religions, they respect the concept of gods. They respect the concept of religion. And politically speaking, if we don't trash this place, maybe they'll give us less shit once this is all over with. So it's a good move spiritually. It's a good move politically. It's a good move militarily. So let's not fuck this up. So spread the word to all the guys. Once we do get in, this is very important. Carl, I'm talking to you. Do not burn this place down. Say it back to me. Exactly. Do not burn this place down.
You want me to burn the temple down?
No. I want you to not. You know what? Take his matches. Take Cam's matches from him right now. I saw him sneaking in here.
Don't burn the temple down unless I feel like it. No, that's not what I said.
No, not even close. Not even close. Do I need to sacrifice you?
Don't burn the temple down unless I'm bored. No.
Okay. No. Clearly, we need to find you. You know what? Why don't you go about 4 miles that way and gather some more wood, Carl? Why don't you just fuck off right now? No, leave your sword here and go get us some more wood.
Carl's got a history of burning shit down. He's the firebug.
Carl, I like fire. I like fire. I like to watch things burn.
Yeah. Some people, Master Wayne, just want to watch the world burn. And his name is Carl. Some people, Master Wayne, like Carl, just want to watch the world burn.
Carl the Magnificent. So he's decided to not.
Jesus Christ, Carl.
You had one job. One job, Carl. You actually had you had minus one job. Just don't do something. Don't do something. For fuck's sake.
Never let Carl near a fire. Fucking Carl. So it was agreed that they would not burn down the temple.
Right? Titus, good. We got a plan.
Titus had little cards made up, got them off to the printer, rapid turnaround, handed out to the entire legions.
Yeah.
Rule number 1. Don't burn down the temple.
Right.
Rule number 2, see rule number 1. That's like my t-shirt.
That's right.
Look at my t-shirt.
What does it say? Fight Club, and then it's some whole bunch of stuff after that.
Rule number 1, you don't talk. Don't talk about burning down the temple. Rule number 2, you do not talk about burning down the temple.
Right. Well, see, there's a flaw in Titus's plan, and I'm not here to shame anybody. Illiteracy is not. Carl couldn't read. Not even phonics. He thought private meant pirates. He couldn't read, but he took the card because it was handed.
It wasn't his fault.
God made me this way.
So the plan is at the dawn of the next day, they're going to bust in through the burnt down gates and create some havoc, but not burn down the temple. So between
I can't go through that
5 a.m. and 6 a.m. the next day, as
right.
Titus's troops are getting ready to come smashing through the gates, rebels came storming through what was left of the gates in the other direction from the Antonia fortress. They ran straight into the dismounted cavalry that were on guard, pushed through, started attacking them left, right, and center. The cavalry pushed forward towards the Jews. Titus, who's watching, ordered in more support, and there's 3 hours of toe-to-toe fighting between the Romans and the Jews. The Romans finally drove the Jews off. They ran back through the gates, and Titus gave orders for the final assault on the temple to be postponed until dawn the next day, because everyone's tired now. We've been fighting for 3 hours.
Fucking A. Right. Well, the other reason they're tired, and most people don't talk about this, is cavalrymen are their best fighters when they're on a horse, but they didn't have their horses. So 50% of the men dropped down on all fours. The other 50% jumped on their back, and that's what gave them what they needed to be able to defeat the Jewish rebels. Very few people know that. But 3 hours of fighting will exhaust your ass. And so he's like, nah, time out. We'll pick this up tomorrow morning.
I was talking to Tony the other day, and we got on to Trump's Board of Peace, and I mentioned that we'd talked about it in a recent bullshit film. He goes, "Oh, I missed that." I said, I thought you stopped listening to our podcast. He goes, you and Ray were going on about 2 dicks and 1 hole one day. And I was like, why am I fucking listening to this? This is just nonsense. And I said, well, it was probably relevant. He goes, no, you were just talking about Vegas and 2 dicks and 1 hole. And I was like, oh, well, poor for you. You missed out.
Fair cop.
Sounds like a fun episode to me.
I learned a lot. in that episode. Go ahead.
So Titus leaves a huge guard and retires back into the Antonia courtyard, retires to his tent. He's going for a nap. Yeah. He's exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
In the evening of that day, more rebels emerge from the inner courtyard of what's left of the upper city, surged into his troops again. This time, look, the Jews are weak from starvation, continual fighting. They're doing their best, but the fact that they can even stand up at this stage is kind of amazing.
Impressive.
They get driven back by the Romans, but this time, the guys that Titus had left on guard are so fucking pissed off. They're not waiting for the general order to surge. They're not waiting for dawn. They're like, fuck this bullshit. Every time I sit down and try and eat some beans and cornbread, these cunts come through. So they pursue the Jews through the burned gateway and into the court of the Gentiles. Carl is one of the guys that's running through.
For fuck's sake. Remember, he can't read. He can't read.
He can't read. And when Titus sent him away, he forgot. He started walking. Titus sent him 4 miles away. He did one of those things where you walk into a room and you go, what was I doing?
Where am I
going? He had ADHD, Carl.
I'm just going back.
Carl's like, where am I going? He walked back. He had ADHD and he's dyslexic. It's not his fault. Carl is passing through the gateway, chasing the Jews.
Yeah.
Sees a burning piece of wood. Now, it's not Carl's fault.
He loves fire.
He loves fire.
It's so pretty.
He picks up burnt his own hand, mind you, but Carl had been playing with fire for so long. Since he was a child.
He's used to it.
He killed his parents, he killed his siblings, he killed the family pets.
Burned the house.
Yeah, Carl had been burning his way. Like when he left Rome all the way to Jerusalem.
Bunch of fires.
Everyone thought it was, you've heard of a scorched earth policy.
Right. Just Carl. It was
Back
just
then,
Carl.
they didn't call it the scorched earth policy. They just called it Carl.
I'm going to Carl the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Vestadio was just Carl. It was just Carl.
That's a one-man.
Yeah, that's like, let's just get Carl on the job.
Carl,
where's Carl?
I got a job for you.
Carl. Already on a boss.
Give him back his matches.
Already on it, Caesar. Oh, fuck. You didn't burn down the food tent. Oh, he burnt down the food tent, the supplies tent.
Well, that was my practice fire.
Yeah.
My practice fire. Fucking hell.
Carl picks up a burning piece of wood, runs to the temple. What did Titus say? Burn down the temple. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. There's a tall window. He can't reach the tall window. Right. It's got some lovely, it's like it's all, the temple's made out of stone, right?
Right.
But he sees a window with a bit of a wooden frame around it.
It's beautiful.
He goes to another guy. Oi, pick me up, will you? What for? Don't ask questions. Just pick me up. Guy picks him up. He reaches up. The guy goes, should you be doing that? Shut up. Hits him in the head with the burning sticks. Sets his hair on fire.
This is an order from order from Titus himself. So
I'm pretty sure. No, shut the fuck up. And he sets fire to the window. It's a framework of golden crusted wood.
Right. It's my best.
But he finds some wood peeking out through the gold, and he sets fire to the window.
Yeah. God. So soon the window is burning, the glass or whatever is melting, the flames are rising, and like before with the other fire, the rafters above the corridor, the rafted corridor above catches on fire. And as you can imagine, when the people inside see the window on fire, they start yelling about the fire. There's panic. There's panic going on inside, which means a less cohesive defense. And for everything, for every speech that Titus made, we're not burning it down. We voted on it. I remember voting on it numerous times. And now here, the famous temple is aflame.
They woke Titus up in his tent. Titus is like, what's going on?
Boss?
The temple's on fire. He's like, where the fuck's Carl? Where's Carl? Anyone say, Carl? God damn it, Carl. Who did I put in charge of Carl?
I said, take his matches. Did I not?
If you want something done around this place, you gotta do it yourself. Fucking Carl.
By not burning the temple. Oh my God.
He sent word to his commanders to find Carl, and then he runs through the darkness into the court of the Gentiles, accompanied by his bodyguards, who are armed with clubs for riot control. Behind Titus and his commanders, there are thousands of legionaries streaming in. And then when he gets to the temple, instead of finding guys putting the fire out, he finds the cavalrymen that had surged through are hoisting each other up through the burning window.
It's called teamwork.
Getting into the temple, killing and pillaging. Now they assumed, I assume that there was a lot of loot to be had in the infamous, famous
it's the
temple.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the rebels had already taken all of the stuff and melted it down to pay their troops early on.
Yeah.
So they're in there.
Can I ask a
where's your shit?
Follow-up question? Yeah. So for the rebel cavalrymen who are dismounted, climbing through the window, one hand is looting, one hand is killing, and the third hand is putting out the fire. No, wait, they don't have a third hand, so fuck that fire.
This is my stabbing hand.
It's Carl's fire.
This is my burning hand. My looting hand.
So if I had another hand, I'd help, but I don't because that's the way God made me. So no one's putting out the fires.
Blame your God. He didn't
right.
make me with a fire quenching hand. So the Romans troops are inside the temple. They're running around. They're screaming. They're just basically slaughtering Jews left, right, and center. Everyone who's hiding in the temple, priests, etc. Stabby. Where's the gold? Where's the loot? We don't have any. It's all gone. Bullshit. Stab. Titus is yelling through the window at them to stop killing people and to put the fire out, but they can't hear him because they're too busy stabbing people and the fire's too busy burning. So they do find some spoils, though. It wasn't all gone. They do manage to grab, candelabras and bits and pieces of things that are melting and running off. So
golden toilet.
Titus, which is now in the White House. Titus sends one of his centurions to climb in the window and then run around and open the door to let him in.
There's an idea. Yeah. As opposed to looting, could someone open the fucking door, please? He has to send one of his major officers in there.
When he gets in, he finds his men running riot, slitting the throat of every Jew they found, armed or not, yelling to each other to burn the place to the ground. Carl said, burn it to the ground.
Fire Marshal Carl said, burn this bitch. No, it's supposed to be don't burn this bitch, but he left that word out.
He was the anti-Yogi Bear.
We can all set forest fires. We can all let the fire in your heart out.
It's a principle of the universe that for every Yogi Bear, you need an anti-Yogi Bear to balance things out.
There's a
bring
Carl.
Balance to the force.
Yeah, Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear and Carl.
Oh my God. Where were we?
Yogi Bear. Is he still a thing? What happened to Yogi Bear?
I don't. Well, let's see here. About 30 years ago when my mom was a cop,
why was he
she was in charge. I'm sorry?
Why was he a yogi? Like, did he study
I think
yoga?
It had to do
Where
with
did
that.
He study yoga exactly?
No,
in India?
I think it had to do with that baseball coach. Yogi Bear.
It's not Yogi Bear. Who am I thinking of? Who was the forest fire bear? Wasn't Yogi Bear?
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking Yogi. What the fuck? It's been decades. I have no idea.
Smokey Bear.
Smokey Bear. See, that's a bad name.
Smokey Bear.
Why don't you that's like calling Carl Matchstick Carl. I mean, that's just stupid. You don't call him anyway.
Smokey Bear's name and image are protected by the Smokey Bear Act of 1952.
Yes.
Wow.
You can't touch it. You can't alter it. My mother found that out firsthand when she was given an assignment as a cop and she went to change the image and they told her, no, you can't do that. I'll never forget it because I'm like, it's a fucking cartoon. But anyway,
the first campaign featuring Smokey began in 1944. It used the slogan, Smokey says, care will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires.
Sounds right.
In 1947, the slogan was changed to, remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
That's what I grew up with.
Which was based on Carl's logo, which was, remember, only you can start fires. Or me, only I can start fires.
Oh, that's right. None of you cunts. Just me. Fire master. Yeah.
So where were we?
Anyway.
So...
Yes.
Yeah.
They opened the gate and let Titus in.
So Titus's bodyguards form a protective shield around him to protect him from the people that are just running havoc in there. He orders his bodyguards to lay into the soldiers with their clubs to try and stop the orgy of destruction, which was coincidentally the name of our first album, and get his men to put the fire out. But his bodyguards are outnumbered. There's just hundreds and hundreds of guys cutting throats and setting fires.
Yeah.
Now, the temple's inner rooms were, in fact, full of gold coins, golden ornaments, clothing, and the Romans looted so much gold that, according to Josephus, once it hit the market, they sold it to traders who then took it to Syria to sell it in the market. The price of gold halved.
Jesus on a cross.
There was a gold
That's a lot
glut.
of gold. Gold glut. There you go. The GG. You got to watch out for the GG. Yeah.
They fucked like Trump is fucking the markets right now on a daily basis.
Yes.
They fucked the markets by stealing all of this gold. And so imagine just how much gold there must have been that they halved the price of gold. That's crazy.
Right. And it might not be in this episode. It's probably going to in the second episode. There's going to be even more gold forthcoming. So you're right. I mean, it just flooded the market.
When Titus and his senior commanders reached the inner sanctum of the temple, Jewish bodies were heaped before the altar, blood running down it like a river. And when he entered the innermost chamber, the Holy of Holies,
show some respect.
Which is what I call Chrissy's pussy. Under Jewish law, it was barred to everyone except the high priest.
Right.
What did he find, Ray?
He found a giant nothing burger because it was an empty room, not unlike what Pompey found 133 years earlier in 63. I can't remember the exact year. So it's an empty room, but still, that doesn't mean it's not sacred to the Jews. But that had to be a little bit of a letdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into a room, you think it's a sex dungeon. It's not. It's just your aunt's closet. A different story. But the point is, he goes in there and there's nothing there. But that doesn't mean the excitement, i.e. fire, stops there. Because Carl came by.
While he's in the Holy of Holies, one of the soldiers, Carl, runs up to the doorway into the Holy of Holies and goes, "Right, fire!" Sets fire to the door frame around the brass doors. While Titus and his commanders are in there, he sets fire to it.
I don't care. I love fire.
Now, this building is, I said, a couple of hundred years. It's more like 500 years old, 600 years old, this building.
It's old.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
It's built in the 500s BCE. So it catches fire, right?
Well, Carl knows what he's doing. So
yeah.
So
it's a bit of a mess. It's
right, and you and you were saying at the beginning of this episode that it's August. So some authorities say this particular event happened on August 6th. Some say August 30th. It doesn't matter. Against Titus's wishes, the temple itself is now being consumed by flame.
So Titus and his officers and bodyguards had to get the hell out of there, but there's no stopping the blaze now. So
no.
Late August, 70 CE. Well, there's some debate whether it's August 6th or August 30th. I read both in different things.
Right.
Somewhere in August 70 CE, the second temple was destroyed by fire.
Yeah.
While the Roman troops were focused on looting, many of the Jews inside the temple precinct were able to escape the flames. There's so many Jews had already been sold into slavery during the war, Titus decided that from this point on, only fighting men taken during the final stages of the siege would be sent into slavery. And even those would be sold cheaply because the market was glutted. They glutted the slavery market. They glutted the gold market.
They're just gluttons. Yeah, or gluttores. Anyway, yeah.
And then Josephus says that about 40,000 Jewish non-combatants, mostly women and children, were released by Titus. Got some good news and some bad news. Good news is you're free to go. Bad news is we've just burned your entire city to the ground. And everything around it's been burned to the ground. And all the men are
if you have any
killed.
Right. And if you have any gold hidden and try to sell it, you're only going to get about 50 cents on the dollar. Don't worry about a dollar.
If you've got any gold in your belly, you're only going to get 50 feet, and we're going to stab you and cut you open and check.
We're going to stabby. Yeah. And stay away from a guy named Carl. Just do yourself.
All right, let's wrap this episode up there. Carl burned the temple to the ground. And in our next episode, I'm somewhat confident in saying we are going to come to the end of the siege of Jerusalem. It only took us 18 episodes to get to.
Don't worry.
Yeah, a year and a half.
We had fun along the way.
Took us longer to tell the story than it actually did to lay siege to the place. But hey, we're only doing an hour a week. I mean, what do you want?
That's right.
It's not a full-time siege here.
Yeah. Yeah.